happy with it. I mean, we had certain needs going into it and certain targets that we had, and a lot of discussions. And you know what, we ended up acquiring the players that we wanted to acquire, and we feel really good about it. We have a lot of talent here in Sudbury. I mean, everyone's been enjoying watching these guys this year. But you know, we definitely wanted to put inside that dressing room some players that have been there. And you know, when you go through a long playoff run, there's highs and lows, there's ups and downs, and there's adversity. And we wanted to make sure that we were, you know, bringing in guys that have been through that and lived through some of that adversity, and they'll be able to help our guys as we move forward. Well, for Donovan, I mean, it was his leadership. You know, if you watched him last year in the playoffs, he was such a key piece, right? They had a lot of really good pieces in Peterborough last year, and the more you watched how deep they went into the playoffs, the bigger the role that he took on. It was a guy that can go up against anybody's top players. He competes hard. When you talk to their coaching staff, just the presence he has on the bench, in the dressing room. I mean, those are all things that, you know, made him a guy that we really liked. I mean, we liked Donovan back to his draft days out of Quinte, but you know, the way the draft goes. So in the end, being able to make him a Sudbury Wolf was something that was awesome for us, and he was a guy that we highly targeted. Noah, right from the start, right, he's something that we felt we had to bring in here. We wanted to bring in a big, strong defenseman that could help our back end and in our zone, and you saw what he was able to do to us on the weekend. After that game, K-Mac asked me if number 5 would be available, and we had a lot of discussions. And you know what, he's a guy that we really, really valued, and you could tell by the price that we paid for him. I mean, he's a guy that we wanted to have in here as part of this. He's also been to the Memorial Cup. He's played through the OHL championships, and you know, we felt he was a guy that would really help our hockey team. Well, you know, Zach's a guy that for us going into this deadline, like, he was really our number one target of a guy that we wanted to bring in up front. And you know, to do so when you only have 3 overage chairs, that we knew we had to make a change, and those weren't easy discussions. But for anybody that knows Zach and knows the family and knows his background as a career, you know, he's going to be such a huge piece for us. Like, I mean, the way he competes, the leadership that he brings, everything about him's professional. Everything about where he's brought up from is professional. To see him, I've watched the Jabrill boys in this building have a lot of success, you know, on other teams, and I'm really excited for tonight to see him wearing a Sudbury Wolves jersey, which I think he was born to wear. I mean, the schedulers had us playing on a few hours after the deadline, so you know, our fans are going to get to see these players right away. You know, it'd be nice to get a little bit of practice time in with them, but I'm really excited to see these guys. They're all in town, they're all excited, they're all ready to go tonight. So I think for our fans, they're going to really enjoy watching them. Well, you know what? Like I said, I've been here for a little while, and I've never traded my first rounder. I think really highly of Caden. He led the GTHL in scoring last year. He's a guy that, you know, for everything we've talked about, he's big, he can skate, he can shoot. He's a young guy, and you know, with this year's trade deadline, there wasn't a lot of teams that were looking to trade players. I mean, there was a lot of teams looking to acquire players. And when you look at that list and you have a guy like Donovan McCoy at the top of it, then that becomes the trade. And, you know, and being able to move a guy like Caden isn't something that we took lightly, but that tells you how highly we think of Donovan McCoy. And you know, we wish Caden nothing but success. Owen is one of those guys that I told him, you know, if I ever have the opportunity to bring him back at some point in the future, I would jump at it. Everything about him, from his game to the person that he is. I mean, you know, the only thing that maybe didn't quite fit was just the age and the timing for what we're trying to do here this year. And that, again, tells you how much we valued Noah Van Vliet, right? So when we were looking to add that type of player to us, the other team's looking at your team and trying to get good young players back, and that's what he is. He's a great young player. He's a great young person, and you know, I'm really glad I got to know him and to meet him, and he'll be somebody that I stay pretty close to. Jabrill is an awesome person, right? Like, he's a great human being, his teammates. And you know, with Jabrill, it is that story. I mean, for all these young kids out there that don't hear their name on draft day, that think, you know, at 17 or 18 years old that maybe they missed their opportunity, just think of Jabrill Tu. I mean, he comes in here as a 19-year-old. He's got a smile on his face every day. He plays his heart out, and he ends up earning an NHL contract. But you know, again, not to sound repetitive, but that alone tells you, you know, how much I and we value Zachary Drew, and we're really in the big picture, you have to give up some players in order to acquire the needs of the hockey team, and we're really thrilled. We love the guys that we brought in here. We think they really fit well with what we've got, and we think they really add well to our puzzle. And you know, we're excited for the second half, and we're looking forward to our fans getting to sort of come into this rink every night when we're playing and cheer on these guys. And they've been a huge difference for us this year. So we wanted to definitely give them the best opportunity as well to hopefully be part of something special here in Sudbury this year.